Today I will be informing you all on how to build muscle mass through a proper diet and exercise. As you all know, I graduated high school around 150 pounds, and I currently weigh about 187 pounds, so it's a 27-pound difference. I was always a taller and skinny guy. I never really had a lot of muscle definition. Through my first year at college, I would always go to the gym, and I would see a bunch of bigger guys, and I'd be like, I really actually want to start to be like that. Um, Everyone was a lot bigger than me, and it's about time I had enough of it. So I've been doing this for about 2 years now. I've put on probably around 25 pounds, so I'm starting to get a lot used to it. And I know the diet and the exercise are the two biggest things about it. If I have time, I'm going to talk about the supplementation part of it. But first thing is diet. Eating more foods with higher quality protein, stuff like chicken, steak, potatoes. Also, you need your carbohydrates too. Carbohydrate foods are white rice, more potatoes, pasta, grainy food, stuff like that. But to go over the protein and carbohydrates, your protein fuels your muscles and builds them. So when you work out, you break your muscle down, and you want to have protein to refill them. Your carbohydrates, they give you energy, so your muscles can actually like work out. For instance, before I go work out, I have like a half of white breast chicken meat with about a couple of white rice, and that gives me enough carbohydrates and protein to fuel my body before I go to the weight room, and that gives me a lot more energy and makes me lift more weights and stuff like that. Another thing is eating 2 times your required calorie amount. The average male takes in around 3,000 calories a day. To be a lifter and gain muscle mass, you have to do 2 times that, so around 6,000 calories a day. It's a lot of food, but in order to grow, you got to eat 2 times your amount. And just for a fact there, 3,500 calories gains 1 pound, so that's just how much you have to eat to gain just 1 pound. So that's quite a bit. Another thing is you might have to say no to a lot of food with sugars, soda, for instance, candy bars. A lot of that stuff can hold you down, make your body not work as well. A lot of those foods break down those other good nutrients like protein and carbohydrates, and it makes your body not grow as much. Another thing that's really big is you got to feed your body every 2 to 3 hours. I'm really big on. I eat 6 or 7 meals a day. I wake up, eat breakfast, and then before I eat lunch, I'll have a meal between them. Maybe a ham sandwich, a glass of milk, and a protein shake. And I probably take in about 5 protein shakes a day with almost every meal I eat. It was hard for me at first because I couldn't eat a lot. But this next step is eating bigger portions at your 3 big meal times. My mom makes me a lot of food, so I usually can have about 1 or 2 helpings, but lately I haven't been eating as much. I don't know why. But the thing is here is you got to eat more. So every time you get full, you got to stop, and then you got to push past what you think you can eat, and you got to expand your stomach. Because if you expand your stomach, you can eat more, and you bring in more calories, you're going to gain more muscle. Well, as long as you're working out. All right, and that's pretty much it for the diet. On to the exercise part. Like I said, diet is a lot more important than the exercise. If you exercise right and you eat better, you're going to have more results. 1 to 2 hours of weightlifting a day. For instance, I just worked out for like 2 hours today. That's probably a little too long, but working out your main muscle groups. Usually, if you want to build more muscle, you're going to work out like the bigger parts of your body, so like your chest and your back. You're going to want to do those on a separate day, so you can work them out more efficiently. For instance, today I combined triceps and biceps. I did about 2 hours of those. And then usually later in the week, you want to work on like your legs and your shoulders. What's more important is finding a routine that is good for you. I have a PowerPoint here that I can bring up. Right here is a 5-day split. It's whatever works out better for you. Most people work, so if you have time to lift 5 days, I would recommend this. This is what I'm on right now. For instance, day 1, it could be Monday. you can do your chest here, and then on Tuesday do your back. And day 3 you want to take a rest and do cardio to give your body a rest from those 2 big workouts. And then later in the day you're going to want to do legs on a Thursday, and then arms on a Friday, and another cardio day after that, and rest. The way I have it set up here is like I said, I like to hit my 2 big body parts right off the week when I have usually the most energy, and then I like to take a day rest, because when you work these 2 out, you also work out your arms. When you work chest, you work your triceps. When you work back, you work your biceps. So I want at least 2 to 3 days of rest before I come back and hit relatively the same muscle groups like on a Thursday. But like I said, cardiovascular training, running on the treadmill, stuff like that. You're going to want to do that just to stay in shape and keep an overall healthy heart. And these are the most important, your rest days. Cardio is almost a rest day for me. I'll go in and run a little bit. But in order to grow, you've got to recover. You've got to sleep 8 to 10 hours, and you got to eat. So you got to take these days that you have off just as important as the days that you do lift. And here's a 4-day split. This is for someone who has to work and is maybe a little busier. Like I said, when you work chest, you work triceps, so you can work those 2 together. The same with back and biceps. Then after that, it's pretty much the same. You have a day off. You're going to want to hit your shoulders and legs later in the week. But like I said, you have these days off here. You can fill them in, 1 or 2 of them with cardio, and then the other one just a rest period. That pretty much sums up how to gain muscle mass. In conclusion, building muscle mass takes a lot of commitment and requires a good work ethic. If one is serious about reaching this goal like I was, they need to put the work in and follow the steps in order to see the results.
Now let's show up.